Tonight, calls to decriminalise cannabis in the capital. The Mayor says a change in the law on drugs is long overdue, but those against it say it's a gateway drug with devastating consequences.
The effects are devastating to see how people's lives have been destroyed.
Decriminalisation across the nation, and also don't panic, it's organic.
Also ahead, a record fine for Temps Water over sewage spills and shareholder payouts. Can they finally say they really have won it all? Chelsea get ready to take on Real Betis. A win would make them champions in Europe. And
is there not like a harbour? It's sort of nature's harbour. Welcome to Wallace Island. No. The great.
What's happening on Wallace Island? We're on the red carpet with Kerry Mulligan. Good evening. Cannabis should not be criminal. That's the call from the Mayor today, who wants to see the drug decriminalised, removing natural cannabis from the Misuse of Drugs Act. A report by the London Drugs Commission suggests that a change in policy could improve relationships between the police and certain ethnic communities by reducing the number of disproportionate stop and searches. It also argues that the current legal consequences for possessing cannabis outweigh the dangers of the drug itself. Sadiq Khan says a law change is long overdue, but those opposed to the idea tell us it could have devastating consequences. Here's our political correspondent, Simon Harris.
Sadiq Khan's campaign to decriminalise cannabis has been a slow burn. It's 3 years since his visit to a licensed cannabis farm in California, where he announced he was setting up a commission to look at relaxing the law. Today, the former Labour Justice Secretary, who chaired it, published his findings. He thinks the existing law is racist.
It sours community relations because stop and search on the basis of the smell of cannabis is used disproportionately against the black community, particularly in London, and it focuses police activity not just on dealing but on possession as well. So it needs to be changed.
There is clear evidence that long-term consumption does cause psychosis and very serious mental illness. It's illegal for a reason. The police should be policing against possession in public places, and I'm shocked that the Mayor appears to be soft on drugs and soft on antisocial behaviour.
In Camden Market, this stall sells CBD products made with a non-intoxicating extract from the cannabis plant. CBD can relieve pain and anxiety. The stall's owner would welcome a change in the law.
You've got Germany have legalised, Portugal, Spain, and obviously America, Canada, and they're seeing the benefits economically. We don't want to lag behind them.
A wise man once said, decriminalisation across the nation, and also don't panic, it's organic. Like, there's nothing wrong with it at all, do you know what I mean?
But Pastor Beryl St James disagrees. She works with young people in Croydon.
People who are going to jump up and say, well, I smoked it for years and I'm absolutely fine. I'm dealing with people who started off with one little piece and are now so comatose, have very little to do or say within society, and the effects are devastating to see how people's lives have been destroyed.
So Sadiq Khan said today's report made a compelling case for decriminalising the possession of small amounts of the drug.
Ministers here at the Home Office were quick to reject the Mayor's argument. A spokesperson said the government had no intention of reclassifying cannabis.
So here you start to see the wide array. We have a lot.
During his America trip, the Mayor was also shown around a shop where Californians can legally buy cannabis and cannabis products like sweets and cookies. But even his Drugs Commission concluded this would be a step too far.
Well, Simon, the Mayor can't really afford to be on the wrong side of the Home Office right now, can he?
No, Caroline, the timing of this is curious because, as you say, right now, the Mayor needs to do nothing which will annoy ministers. That's because he's trying to persuade them to look favourably on London during next month's comprehensive spending review. In addition to long-term funding for Transport for London, he also wants Home Office money for the Met. You'll recall that the Commissioner has warned of big cuts unless he gets an extra £260 million. Well, earlier today, Sir Mark Rowley underscored that message in a radio interview.
In London today, the resources to match the population that we had sort of 12, 15 years ago, we did best part of £1 billion more. New York is massive, is the same size city. They've got massively more numbers of police officers and police staff to deal with it.
You'll recall that the Commissioner has also said that unless he gets extra cash, 1,700 police officer and community support officer jobs will have to go. That's in addition to cuts already announced to the Flying Squad and the Royal Parks. Carolyn.
OK, Simon, thanks very much indeed. Hollyoaks star Paul Dano died after taking a cocktail of drugs including heroin, codeine and cocaine. An inquest this morning concluded that the actor's death was misadventure and there was no evidence that he had intended to take his own life. In a statement, Paul's mother, Beverly, told the court his smile will always be remembered. Now, a correction relating to an item in last night's programme. We showed the wrong images during a report on charges for attempted murder in Buckinghamshire. The pictures were of a man totally unconnected with the matter. This was due to a technical error and we apologise. Now, Temps Water has been hit with a record fine of over £120 million. It's the largest fine ever imposed by the water watchdog Ofwat, who say the water company has let its customers down. Well, Kath O'Patter is across this for us now. Kath, that is a staggering figure, isn't it?
It's huge, huge. But this isn't the first time Temps Water have been fined. In fact, they've been fined over 100 times in the last 10 years. But you're right, this is the highest. For context, before this, they received a fine of £4 million. That was back in 2021. This fine tops that by quite a lot, and it's the highest they've been given ever. It's also the highest of what the regulator has ever issued to any water company. And the reason they've done this is because Temps Water paid out cash to investors despite inadequate services to their customers. They've also been fined because of environmental breaches, sewage spills, and failing to operate their wastewater networks effectively. Like we've said, £123 million is a lot of money, but some people say it doesn't go far enough.
Fines is a start, but there are abilities that the government now have, following recent legislation, that they could have prison sentences for senior executives. And if this was a landfill company and they were causing that much pollution, you'd be much more likely to see a prison sentence. So why different for a water company? But the real issue is the systemic change needed in the industry. And while we have private companies who prioritise profit over stopping pollution, I don't think it's going to work.
Well, Temps Water have said that they take their responsibilities to the environment very seriously, and the money paid to investors was in line with their legal obligations. But, Carolyn, people will be wondering, will this fine spill over to my bills? Ofwat have been very clear on that. They've said Temps Water and their investors will pay the fine, not customers.
OK, well, Kath, thanks very much indeed for that. Next tonight, to the sisters calling for a change in the law after their brother was killed in a crash on his moped. 29-year-old Bobby Smith from Hertfordshire died in March after a collision with a car. The driver was arrested but has since been released on bail and, crucially, still has his driving licence, something Bobby's family want to change. They've been speaking to Sophie Wiggins.
Bobby loved family. Bobby just loved life. He was the glue of us, and none of us are the same without him.
Bobby Smith, remembered by his sisters as the heart of their family. On the 3rd of March, the 29-year-old from Markyate in Hertfordshire was on his way to work after just receiving a promotion when he was involved in a collision on his moped and died. A man in his 40s was arrested at the scene and has since been released on bail pending further investigations. The family are now leading a petition calling for change. They are urging the government to suspend the driving licence of anyone under investigation until any criminal proceedings have concluded.
We never for a second imagined that this would be us. Like losing Bobby, having to bury Bobby and having to say goodbye to someone. So, Bobby was incredible. It tears you from the inside out.
The sisters have been warned by police that it could be 2 years before any case reaches court. They say they wanted to create the petition to honour their brother.
Basically, we're just surviving right now as a family. He will never celebrate another Christmas or New Year's or a birthday. His birthday's coming up in June. Something's got to come from something so tragic.
It was here on the A5183 that Bobby Smith was travelling when the incident occurred. The Department for Transport has told us that it's developing a new road safety strategy to ensure that the UK's roads remain the safest in the world. A spokesperson from the Department for Transport told us, "Every death on our roads is a tragedy, and our thoughts remain with the family and friends of Bobby Smith. We are committed to reducing the numbers of those killed and injured on our roads, and we are considering changes to motor offences."
Bobby's family say they are determined to keep his memory alive through action. They hope that their petition will start a conversation about how the law can protect more people on our roads in the future. Sophie Wiggins, ITV News, Markie 8.
Well, still to come. 10 years in the making, a museum unlike you've seen before opens in East London. Plus...
And I'll be joined by Carey Mulligan, Tim Key and Tom Basden live on the red carpet for The Ballad of Wallace Island.
But first, Chelsea are just hours away from the chance to say they are the only club to have won all 4 major UEFA club competitions. If the Blues can beat Real Betis tonight, the Conference League Cup will sit in the silverware cabinet at Stamford Bridge, alongside the Champions League, Europa League and Super Cup trophies. Rags Martel reports.
Chelsea fans will be the first to tell you
we've won it all.
They've won it all.
We've won it all.
Take a short walk inside the stadium and you'll find the club's European riches on display.
But that chant is not quite right. Yes, Chelsea have won the Champions League twice, the Europa League twice, the Super Cup, the World Club Cup, but the relatively new UEFA Conference League Cup is not in the trophy cabinet.
And all we want now is just the full stack of trophies. Here we go. Sorted.
Come on, the Chelsea.
Why is it so important to win tonight?
Because we'll win all the trophies then, the European trophies, we win them all.
Come on, Chelsea! That's huge, that's insane. Like, every European Cup, that would mean everything to the fans.
We've won it all.
And all the way in Poland, that chant is being sung by Chelsea fans going to the final.
We've won it all. We want to win it all. It's a new trophy, so we have won it all essentially before this trophy existed.
What's the mood in Poland like?
The city's buzzing. You know, there's a lot of sort of activations going on in the centre of town. Betis fans, Chelsea fans, getting a little bit hostile. Police around, but no, it's it's a final that's the city's buzzing for, really.
But the team's already celebrating their Champions League qualification after finishing 4th in the table on Sunday.
It's been a few years, since we've got our hands on silverware. So if you zoom out and take a further look, I would like to think that, this would bring the winning trophy feel effect back to the club.
Yeah, definitely for the Chelsea fans, I think it would be huge, to win every trophy possible.
Your way.
Rapper Central C is leading the club's celebrity backing.
What do you think the C stands for, Suggsy?
I tell you what, it's proper Chelsea milk. Oh, that's more like it.
And from the older school, there's Suggs from Madness. All hoping for one more trophy in Chelsea's hands. Thanks, Martel, ITV News.
Good luck to them. Now, science is a subject that can be difficult to get children excited about, but my guest tonight has definitely found a way. He knows that young people are interested in social media. Combine the two, and the results are explosive.
Then we're going to slap the cesium in. Let's go, fam. Look at that, bruv. Instant fizzing and that. Do you know what I'm saying? Bare smoke, bruv. Hydrogen gas setting. Purple lilac flames and that. That's a new colour, not even documented yet, fam. Do you know what I'm saying, bruv? This is what will happen if you swallow the lithium battery, innit? Alright, cool. Let's see what Guan, yeah. Let's go, fam. Oh my days, cuz. Instant smoke and that. Red flames, you know what I'm saying, fam? Right here, we've got a strawberry. I'm going to extract the DNA from it.
I'm Manny's beautiful assistant, by the way.
And Emmanuel Walker, aka Big Manny, has some big fans, as you saw there, and he's here with me now. That was very good to watch. I love watching your videos. My sons watch them. They're brilliant. Now, what was going on there with Prince William? How did that all come about?
Yeah, so me and Prince William did an experiment where we extracted the DNA from the strawberry because Prince William works with an organisation called the Earthshot Prize.
Yes.
So they award companies who are promoting sustainability. and the company that were awarded, they were looking at DNA, so that's why we did a DNA extraction experiment.
Yeah. That was good. Good to get him on board. I mean, that's a big guest. And you're a man of so many talents. You know, you're a social media creator, but also you're a science educator. And now you've got your second book out. It's Big Manny Science is Lit. I mean, you've just got so many talents, right?
Yeah. So I'm an author now. So this is my follow-up to my first book. The first book was chemistry-based, and this one is more physics. So we explore all the different types of waves, and we look at sound, friction, and just breaking down the science and showing people how it applies to them in their everyday lives.
Yeah.
So there's loads of experiments in there that people can try at home with their family.
Is it really hard to get children interested in science? And why do you think it is?
I think that sometimes science can be perceived as quite a daunting and complex subject. So what I try to do is break it down and make it more digestible. And one of the ways that I do that is through the way that I communicate the science and the way that I narrate my videos. I use quite a lot of colloquial terms. I speak in quite a relaxed and light-hearted manner.
Yeah.
And I just do that in an attempt to create a deeper connection with the audience so that they'll be more likely to take in the information.
So what's your story, though? I mean, like, what were you like at school? Did you like science? Were you a good student?
I love science. I absolutely loved it. Yeah, so I had a really enthusiastic science teacher called Mr. Carter.
Hey.
And literally every lesson he was doing experiments. And he ignited that passion for science for me. So I'm trying to do the same thing for the younger generation today, excite them with experiments.
Brilliant. And now you've also done a music video. Is that another sort of thing you're venturing into?
Yes, I also produce music and write lyrics as well. And what I like to do with the music is document my journey. So I speak about my education, my work as a science technician, the content creation as well. And I just want to give people an overview of how I got to where I am today.
That's brilliant. That's absolutely fantastic. Big Manny, thanks a lot for coming in and good luck with the book. It's brilliant.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Right, to the red carpet now, and a comedy that has all the makings of a classic. The Ballad of Wallace Island is about an eccentric millionaire who pays for his favourite musicians to perform on his private island. There's a twist, but we won't spoil that for you. The film stars Tim Key and Tom Basden, who've popped up in every comedy worth watching for the last 10 years. Alan Partridge, Peep Show and Afterlife, to name just a few. And movie star Carey Mulligan is in it too. Let's take a look.
Is there not like a harbour? It's sort of nature's harbour. Welcome to Wallace Island. No! The great Herb Maguire. Coming all the way out there without your roadies. Which brings me to the thorny issue of payment. Where will the audience be? You said there'd be 100. I said less than 100. Is it just you? Yeah. Right. I'm literally playing for one guy. I'm going to have to take out a restraining order.
Well, Anina Dharmi is in Soho for us now with all the stars. Over to you, Anila.
I am indeed. How much fun did you have making this?
Oh, we had huge amounts of fun. We were shooting together for about 18 days on the Pembrokeshire coast in Wales. It was just beautiful. The scenery was exquisite, and we all just hanging out, having a great time making this film. Yeah, it was wonderful.
And did you think that you would be standing here on a red carpet for the screening of the full-length movie after making the short together?
Yeah, well, we made the short together 18 years ago, so after about 10 years, you sort of lose a bit of hope, I think. But yeah, 15 years later, we wrote this, and then, even this is like, even then, it was beyond our dreams to kind of, for it to actually come to this. But yeah, we're very happy.
And obviously, 15 years later, the jokes are all still really funny.
Well, we've kept the ones that stood the test of time. Yeah. That's right, yeah. There are some extra ones as well.
And obviously, to make it a full-length movie, you had to add characters like Nell, your ex-girlfriend, ex-bandmate, who invites her husband onto a remote island for a reunion. You said in a previous interview that being in a comedy scares you. What made you say yes to this? Because we have seen you in more dramatic roles like in Suffragette and Pride and Prejudice.
I just thought the script was so great. Yeah, I think it's just a different it's a nice environment to get to be around. But so much of my job here was just to enjoy the two of them. So I had a front row seat to a really great gig.
And obviously it does have lots of music in it. Did you ask your husband for any inspiration? And for those of you watching, that's Marcus Mumford of Mumford and Sons.
He's standing over there. No, he's not allowed to give me notes on my acting performances, actually. So, yeah. No, he stayed in his own lane.
What would you say was a favourite moment of making this?
I think that, there were so many scenes that were just a joy to film, but one of my favourites is when Carey and I play a song together for the first time in front of Tim's character Charles at the dinner table. And, the way that the music came together in this was quite quick. We didn't have a huge amount of time to rehearse, so a lot of the crew had never heard us play. Tim had never heard us play together before. And it was just really a magical evening where we got to do that. And, it was just lovely.
And if you did have to ask an artist to come to a remote island, who would you choose?
I'd take Buddy Holly, probably.
Would you?
I would, yeah. Who would you take?
I think this is tricky, isn't it? Maybe Sir Paul McCartney. I think he'd be fun, quite easygoing.
Solid.
I landed on the Backstreet Boys earlier, and I feel good with that choice.
That's a lot of airfare.
It is a lot, but we have to think about the cost of our dream magical gig. Yeah, Backstreet Boys.
Great, some great choices there. And as we just wrap up, I think it's a very special day for you today. So
it's the premiere of the Ballad of Wallace Island. It absolutely is.
So as well as it being that, it's your birthday.
It is my
So
birthday.
from ITV London, we would like to wish you a very happy birthday.
Thank you.
And we do have
thank you so much.
Back to you.
Oh, that's fantastic. Happy birthday to you, Carey Mulligan, from all of us here. Hope she has a fantastic night. Right then, let's have a quick look ahead at what's coming up on the evening news with Lucrezia.
Coming up on the ITV Evening News, police chiefs directly appeal to the government for more money. They claim pledges like halving knife crime can't be met without extra cash. Temps Water fined a record amount over sewage spills and shareholder payouts. And a special report into the revolting state of student accommodation. Join me for those stories and more at 6:30.
Now, it hasn't been the best of weather lately. Is the sun ever going to come out? Here's James Wright.
Come rain or shine, Octopus Energy sponsors ITV London weekday weather.
Hello there, good evening. Not a bad end to the day. Some nice sunny spells out there. Showers are eased off. The next few days, though, remaining rather changeable. We're going to see more in the way of sunny spells, more showers, and every so often we might see a little bit of extra rain. At the moment, we've got the jet stream pushing all these low pressure systems towards us. We're going to see one of them crossing through tomorrow. Eventually, the jet stream changes position, and that might signal a change in the weather, but that really is for next week. Back to this evening. Showers dying away, plenty of clear spells for a while. Then we start to see cloud building from the west. With that, one or two very light outbreaks of rain. This is the warm front, so lots of cloud trapped behind it. Also very mild air, so temperatures really not falling that far at all and making it rather muggy and mild. Tomorrow then, we stay in the warm sector. Lots of cloud around, a bit murky at times. Hopefully we'll start to see a few brighter breaks as we head into the afternoon. But temperature-wise, look, higher than today, even with all the cloud around, highs of 23 Celsius and a little bit on the breezy side. Thursday into Friday, will most of the front stay to the north and west of us, so hopefully some more bright spells. Wind drops out and getting much warmer.
Octopus Energy sponsors ITV London weekday weather.
Making the most of summer. Piri sponsors ITV Pollen Count.
Pollen-wise, well, we are now getting into the first bit of the grass pollen season, so moderate levels through tomorrow, but with a bit of warmth and some sunny spells high as we head through Friday and Saturday.
Finally tonight, a new kind of hands-on museum experience. The V&A East Storehouse is a world first in size and scale. It's a 4-storey warehouse in Hackney Wick holding over 500,000 items from the Victoria and Albert Museum, with the promise that you, the visitor, can get up close and personal. With an exclusive preview of how it works, here's Anna Geary.
Hailed the Museum of the Future. Opening this weekend in East London, a new storage facility for 250,000 objects.
So tell me how old this dress is.
So this Balenciaga evening gown is from 1954. So it's made
Ahead of a visit to the V&A East Storehouse, people can look at the collection online and book a private viewing of up to 5 items of interest. Appointments which can last up to 4 hours.
We've had people say it's their birthday and they'd like to spend it at the V&A. Or we've had someone book 4 wedding dresses, 4 wedding gowns because they were researching their wedding. It's wonderful to actually see and hear those stories because for the first time ever, we are learning what our public are interested in.
Among artefacts preserved, a section of 70s social housing from an estate in Poplar now demolished. On display too, tales of those who lived there.
We've heard the most incredible range of stories, from romances starting on the streets in the sky, through to the football teams that healed kind of divisions and gang violence within the estate. So we have the most amazing testament of what it meant to live there.
There's even history physically built into the site. Here, a 15th century wooden ceiling from a southern Spanish palace. This warehouse was formerly the 2012 Olympic Broadcasting Centre. It spans 3 levels and is bigger than 30 basketball courts.
It's a steel-framed warehouse. It's not marble and mosaic floors. That's really important. That's much more inviting and welcoming for an audience that doesn't feel museums are for them. And then to keep our collections relevant, they need to be used and accessed.
From September, David Bowie fans can access his archive here too. Bringing this cabinet of curiosities east of the capital has taken 10 years. It opens on Saturday. Anna Geary, ITV News.
Looks brilliant. Well, that's it from us. The evening news is next with Lucrezia. But for now, from all of us, enjoy your evening. Bye-bye.